Uro. Good heavens. Going over the events in my mind and naming every card other than the one that's relevant at this particular time, of course. Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. Today's Jank is in Historic, and we're going to be playing some mono-white mid-range. Mid-range is a weird archetype where there are a number of different forms it can take on. Kind of a combination of control and aggro is the version we are fooling around with today, which means our clock is not nearly as good as aggro, but we actually have plenty of interaction. So we would typically like to prey on more aggressive decks, all things considered, using threats that are either difficult to remove or also serve as interactions. So Adanto Vanguard, Legion Angel, difficult to remove because there are 3 more on the side, right? Every time they remove one, it keeps coming back. Felidar Retreat, a difficult to remove threat because it's an enchantment and it just keeps producing counters over and over. Basri Ket being a planeswalker. Elspeth Conquers Death, returning our things to the battlefield, right? All of these difficult to answer threats. So we're really hoping to face off against some aggressive decks today. We back that up with some just regular good old-fashioned removal. Glass Caskets, Banishing Lights, Wrath of Gods, as of course, Elspeth Conquers Deaths as well, and Giant Killer to hedge against the more Gruul-based style stuff. Also Uros, things like that. The Power 4 Greater Claws can really come in handy, but also even just the 1/2. Don't underestimate the 1/2. When we have Basri Kets and Felidar Retreats that can put 1/1 counters on it, it can potentially be a threat. A threat of Consuls in here mainly for like Neoform combo and Goblins. In my experience, as long as you have these in your main deck, you don't even have to play those decks. Then they just take up a needless deck slot. But if you don't have them in your main, those are the only decks you face. Or at least that's my experience. So we're going to put them in the main just to hedge against that, and hopefully we'll get some varied matchmaking. Come on out, let's battle and find out if we do that. All right, folks, here we are up against Yuki. Good luck, Yuki. And, you know, I think we'll keep this. We have a little interaction with the Authority of the Consuls, but then we also have quite a few things we can do if we just get 1 mana. And 1 further after that, the hand opens up, it performs all the things we want it to do, so, you know, we're going to give it a try. We do draw into a Plains immediately, right out the gate, so that's good. We do get to our 3rd mana, that much is sure. So we'll see. We will see what happens. Alright, Giant Killer. That will likely come in handy against Uro, most likely. If you are playing blue and green in Historic, it's almost certainly because of the card Uro. I've seen precious few examples to the contrary on that one. And I can't blame, you know, anyone for that. Uro, arguably the individual most powerful card in the format. It really looks like they're representing counter magic here. I'm not thrilled about that. I guess we will try a Basri. Oh boy, it does resolve. Okay. I guess it could be Collected Company. That's not ideal. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be... Oh, okay, it's just Brazen Borrower? Oh. Well, okay, that's... I mean, that's inconvenient as well, for the record. But that was not what I was expecting, for sure. We will need another land, folks. We will need another land. Opponent in kind of that same situation there, I think, with Growth Spiral, trying to make sure to draw another land. They go bottom on the Scry. And do not have another land drop? Oh boy. Well, fair enough. How about another Basri? Okay, it does come on down. Yeah, the fact that we're missing this 4th land drop here, very, very inconvenient. If we were able to get our 4th land, I think we might be able to capitalize since we are also stuck on lands. Oh no, and then our opponent does make it to their 5th land. Yeah. Not great, folks. Really hoping our opponent doesn't just, like, have a Nissa or something next turn. That would be inconvenient indeed. Alright, Adanto Vanguard. Coming on down. We're going to place a 1/1 counter on Adanto Vanguard. And pass the turn. We will not, of course, just be granting it indestructible for no reason. Our opponent likely to run out Brazen Borrower. They, in fact, do. This is unsurprising. Enters tapped. We gain a life. But, of course, Brazen Borrower very unlikely to be headed at our face here. Almost certainly going to be attacking Basri, I would expect. But we will see. We will see what our opponent's up to over there. Shocks in the breeding pool. Oh, it's an Ugin. Yuck. Alright. Yeah. Creature enters tapped. We gain a life. Brazen Borrower comes in at Basri Ket. I mean, we're certainly not going to pay the life for no reason. Oh my gosh, folks. And it's a tap land. Okay. Well, we're going to pump our Adanto Vanguard and charge in at Ugin. This is lethal. We're expecting a Gilded Goose chump. It does happen. So we're just going to Banishing Light this Ugin. It's possible we were supposed to do it the other way around, because if they get back a Gilded Goose from destroying this, it's not a big deal. But, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Inconvenient, folks. The fact that Secluded Steppe was a tapped land really kind of messing us up here. But that's okay. All right, Gilded Goose coming on down. Tapped. We gain a life. Yep. Brazen Borrower in at Basri. The 2/2 back to block. Yeah, this is not a surprise. We are going to attempt to Wrath of God here. Yep. Okay, it does go off. That's, of course, why we paid the life. We're going to charge in. Does the opponent have interaction? They do not. They just take the 5 down to 11. We pass the turn and see what they have to say about that. Is it just cracking food? Okay, gain 3 life. Up to 14. Gain 3 more life. Up to 17. Fair enough. Elspeth conquers death. Going to come on down. Banishing Light going to go away. Yep. Ugin going to re-enter the battlefield. Yep. Yep. Not a great feeling. Creature enters tapped. So we're going to charge in and kill Ugin. And then play an Angel of Invention. And we are going to make the servos rather than make Angel Invention big. Because we're kind of expecting Ugin to come back and kill Angel of Invention when the time arrives. Oh, I see. Yep. Well, that is inconvenient, but not unexpected. Uro, Titan Nature's Wrath, going to come in. Gain 3 life, draw a card, sacrifice itself. Opponent back up to 20. Must be nice, huh? Alright. Well, let's charge in with a rather large Adanto Vanguard, and... yeah, we're just going to pass the turn. Elspeth Conquers Death going to come on down. Grow up an Ugin for +1 counter. And a hard cast Ulamog. Yeah. Yeah. That is magic. Unfortunately. We are not scooping it up, of course, because we do have... Okay, well, I was going to say we do have, like, Banishing Lights and stuff, but here is Elspeth Conquers Death. This is a pretty nice answer to it. And we would like that gone forever, as opposed to, you know, because we could have theoretically Elspeth Conquers Death the Ugin or something like that, you know, taking a hit potentially or whatever, but yeah, this part, I think, relatively scripted. Yuki, thinking things over. Considering things. Goes with Elspeth Conquers Death back from the bin. Yeah. Would not describe myself as excited about this scenario, but here we are. Shocking in the breeding pool. Passing the turn. Yeah, let's Felidar Retreat, I guess. Come on down. Make a dude. Skyclave Apparition. Try and handle this Uro. No! Come on. Alright. Yeah. Opponent having gone through half their library already. We are not drawing cards at quite the same rate. Yeah. We are going to just take the 6 here. We will trade with the 2/2. It's unfortunate we have to give our opponent a card in this manner, but I don't see how allowing them to overrun us with, you know, board presence is any better than the alternative there. Glass Casket. Come on down. What say you, opponent? Discontinuity. Alright, well. We're going to kill Ugin. Or, Ulamog, I'm sorry. Uro. Good heavens. Going over the events in my mind and naming every card other than the one that's relevant at this particular time, of course. Yeah, folks. Not great. Not great in the least bit. Opponent doing lots of math over there. Don't much care for that. And, there is white in our opponent's deck. But so far, their white cards have gained precisely 0 life. And yet, our opponent has gained, I think, at least 10 life this game. Potentially more. Seems a little unreasonable. Alright. Banishing Light, the Hydrate Krasis. Legion Angel. Get a brand new Legion Angel. Giant Killer also going to join the party, and we're going to pass the turn. Not excited about where we're at here, for sure not. But, you know, hanging on for dear life, that much is sure. Alright, well. It's fine. Alright. not hanging on for dear life anymore. Ugin, Spirit Dragon joining the party, and I would just prefer to move on to the next game. So good game, opponent. Good game. All right, folks, here we are up against Rent Boy. Good luck, Rent Boy. And I mean, this is a slow hand, but at least it does interact quite a bit. A couple of Banishing Lights, Wrath of God, Elspeth Conquers Death. All things considered, all it does is interact. But, you know, if you're going to be slow, you at least better be able to be reactive. And darn it, at least it appears as though we're going to do that. Elspeth Conquers Death is not nearly as good if we can't get anything back. And currently, we don't even have anything that you know, we expect to die anytime soon, you know, so we will be getting nothing back with it as our hand currently stands. Oh, boy. Kiora Behemoth Beckoner. What is going on over there? Well, let's get rid of Kiora. Yeah. That, all right. No 5th land. Oh, that's fine. Let's get rid of Kiora. Pass the turn. We would like a 5th land to land this Angel of Invention, though. Opponent slams Gruul Spellbreaker. That is not a 5th land. Well, let's cast Chop Down and Giant Killer. Cast down a different card, folks. That's in black. And opponent going to do some shocking or something. Bloodthirsting. Well, I really don't like paying life against decks with Klothys and Gruul Spellbreaker and whatnot, but we are going to Elspeth Conquers Death that Klothys before it gets out of hand and move right along with our lives. Having multiple Angels of Invention out at once, folks, kind of nice. They are not legendary, even though they kind of give off that vibe of being legendary, right? We'll go with the Fabricate. We are expecting spot removal with a certain amount of regularity here. Oh, boy. Well, that's inconvenient. That is inconvenient. That Terror of the Peak's about to make a mess of things. Yeah, that much is for sure. All right, let's do this. Our opponent gonna be pretty tempted to not take the bait, but we're actually just setting up for a good attack this turn, a pretty good attack next turn, and then probably a... Yeah, they do think it's bait. They're going to commit more to the board, one would expect this turn, and then we're just going to probably wrath it away on our next turn after we attack in for hopefully lots of damage, but, you know, maybe even not lots of damage is okay. But considering the current circumstances, it doesn't seem like a good idea to attack with Terror, right? Yeah. Unless they commit pretty heartily to the board. Yeah, so now our attack's looking pretty good here. In fact, Terror of the Peaks does bite on the block this time. And we're just going to sweep the board away. Pass that turn back. Opponent still on 4 lands. All right, shocks in the Stomping Ground for a 3rd Terror of the Peaks. Good heavens. All right. We're going to do this right now because I think Giant Killer is coming down is actually kind of nice here when our opponent's at 3. If they don't really do anything meaningful... Okay, well, that's inconvenient. All right. Wow, folks, that was a grievous error, wasn't it? Oof. Was definitely going through the turn in my head and not making the proper calculations. That much is certain. Oof. Elder Gargaroth. Wow, folks. Our opponent just has haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. Good lord. Actually, we have a lot of interaction in this deck, so a lot more we can draw. Alright, well, Legion Angel. This is an individually lethal threat, so our opponent, you know, will likely feel the need to answer it. Just going to gain life? No, draw the card. Wow, alright. Another Elder Gargaroth! Oh my word. Our opponent's deck is very greedy, but boy oh boy did it pay off. My, oh my, oh my. Alright. You earned this one, opponent. This round goes to you. And boy oh boy was it an honor. Alright. We're gonna play our cards because darn it. That's what we signed up for. Yeah. But there's only 7, 8, 9 points of defense here. So our opponent going to do... Oh. Yeah. Oh boy, is this inconvenient. Yeah. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Opponent goes up to 6. We double block on the Elder Gargaroth. We can afford to do this because the Angel of Invention does have lifelink. Wow, they don't kill the Angel of Invention first. The Angel of Invention would have died, or they both would have died, if the opponent had rearranged blocks, because the Legion Angel would be left with just 1 point of toughness. But when the Angel of Invention went away, the other creatures get +1/+1 would also go away, so both creatures would die. I mean, we're not in good shape, but we do have cards we can draw. If we draw like an Elspeth Conquers Death, or even a Banishing Light, or another Giant Killer, or, you know, almost anything other than Plains, we could be in relatively good shape. We did not. So now we are in hope and pray mode. If our opponent comes down... No! Come on, Glorybringer! Folks, every single turn has just been a relentless string of insane draws. Alright, yeah, everybody coming on in. Opponent going to exert the Glorybringer, kill the Angel of Invention, make all of these blocks just abysmal. What? Alright. This is odd. Alright, they do kill the Angel of Invention this time, but we go up to 4. Alright, folks, we still have a shot if we get Elspeth Conquers Death, Giant Killer. I mean, Wrath of God would not be good, but darn it, it would be something. You know, deck, you've just got to give us something here. Not quite what we're looking for. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we need to do this. No attacks. Gotta hold back. Holy cow, folks. Our opponent has got to run out of... No! Oh, my... I was about to say, they've got to run out of action soon, but good lord, Rent Boy's deck, so insanely greedy, but just also never running out of action. I know part of that is the Elder Gargaroths have given a lot of both virtual and literal card advantage. So... part of that is just a matter of they actually have had infinite interaction, you know? That much is actually kind of true. Or infinite threats, right? Whereas our interaction is finite. All right, of course. Don't really have a choice here. It's land or die. And nope, it is die. Good game, Rent Boy. Good game. All right. GG. Oof. Folks. It always felt like we were just about to stabilize. But boy, oh boy, every turn. Just one haymaker right after another. GG, Rent Boy, GG. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are up against Bearded Lord. Good luck, Bearded Lord. Yeah, we're just going to start on an authority of the consuls past that turn. Probably Emeria's Call next turn, unless we draw a good 2-drop. Like, we would really like an Adanto Vanguard here, I think. That would be great. It's Scorched, but... oh my goodness. Asking you shall receive, at least occasionally anyway. Yep. We are against mono red though, so paying life against mono red, not always a great idea. And at this juncture, we will have to bolt in Emeria's Call. That's a scary prospect. Also, trying to save Adanto Vanguard means paying 4 life per activation. Yeah, so we drop to 20. We block. All right, we pay. It doesn't shock in response. We really didn't want to have to activate it more than once there. But fortunately, our opponent did allow it to gain indestructible. That's kind of nice. All right. Fanatical Firebrand enters battlefield tapped, though. I think our opponent was not considering the authority of the consuls making the Fanatical Firebrand enter tapped. They figured they would just... oh, boy. That was a fantastic draw. Not having to bolt this in is wonderful. All right. Well, we are going to pay. One counter. Going to damage Bearded Lord down to 12. Past that turn, we have kind of aggressively paid life here. We're hoping that doesn't come back to haunt us. But, you know, sometimes the piper just needs to be paid. Fanatic Firebrand, where will you go? It's at Basri Ket. Fair enough. You got it. Basri Ket takes 1 down to 3. Another Fanatical Firebrand enters battlefield tapped. We gain another life, up to 14. Bearded Lord, thinking things over. Shocks our Adanto Vanguard. We go ahead and pay the life. Yep. Adanto Vanguard charging in for 6. We're gonna enter this Banishing Light. I would not be excited if our opponent played a Torbran or something like that. But, you know, sometimes the opponent gets to play Magic as well. All right. Gotta let this one through, I think. There are too many cards that just kill us from here. If we go down to 6. Opponent going to attack Basri Ket with Fanatical Firebrands, or our face with the Fanatical Firebrands? Just our face. All right. And Spectacle cost. Oh boy, that was a great one. Angel of Invention, come on down. Fabricate. 1/1 counters. Basri Ket. Going up. Angel of Invention, now a 5/4 flying lifelink vigilance. With only 3 mana here. Oh, 4 mana, okay. Burning Tree Emissary. Unsurprising. Comes down, gains a life. Bone Crusher Giant and a burn spell. Shock, Lightning Strike, something. Yep, Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, just the Fanatical Firebrands? Okay. Our opponent likely not going to be real excited about seeing this one. Angel of Invention number 2. Fabricate. 1/1 counters. And another 1/1 counter yet onto Angel of Invention. If they attack here, we do not block. Down to 7. Light up the stage would not be exciting, but we have lethal in play with Basri. There's no reason to give up our Angel of Invention here when we're just not in that much danger of dying. Bearded Lord on 6 life. What will you do? Scoop them up. Scoop them up. Feels good, man. All right, GG. All right, folks. I would love to keep this, but it's 2-land around the play, so we're going to send it back. We will keep this one. Send back a Wrath of God. Wish we had it later. But that's okay. Sometimes those are the sorts of things you got to do when you're in a reactive deck. Opponent shocks in a Breeding Pool to get down Ginger Brute. Interesting. All right, we're going to pass. Shocks in Temple Garden to go with Burning Tree Emissary. What is happening here? Another Burning Tree Emissary. Into Merfolk Branchwalker. Folks, our opponent absolutely going off. With Lurrus as the companion, they cannot have anything larger, or a permanent any larger than 2 CMC. So this Giant Killer unlikely to do anything other than block here. So we're going to get this down to try and prevent any too much damage from taking place. Opponent shocks in for another Merfolk Branchwalker. Doing a little more exploring. Seagate Stormcaller. All right, well, we're just going to chump. Take 4. All All right, we will need a land for Angel of Invention, but that is a good one. For sure. All right, opponent adds Lurrus to hand. All right, well, fine. Pay those life. Angel of Invention. With counters. They haven't shown us any interaction here, so... All right, all of their mana to get down a Lurrus. We're going to Banishing Light the Lurrus. Charge in with Angel of Invention. Even up the scores a little more. Or swing the scores a little more, I'm sorry, please. Up to 15, they are down to 10. Seagate Stormcaller can copy the next spell. They have no spell to copy. Elspeth Conquers Death, of course, doesn't really have targets there. We will attack. Drop their life total down to 6. Bring ours up to 19. Opponent shocks in Breeding Pool for a whole mess of combat tricks. 4 damage on our face, and the opponent scooping them up. I don't know what was going on over there for our opponent, but boy, oh boy, was it wild. GG, opponent, GG. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, was this a blast to play. Admittedly, I had a couple of losses, but on the whole, I think the deck performed really, really well. It did everything we asked of it. I would be interested how you folks might improve it, because there were definitely situations where I felt like I might have wanted another Basri Ket. In that same way, maybe I would have, maybe we could have done without one of the Angel of Inventions. I wanted these because I think it seems really cool. They're not legendary, and a lot of people don't even realize that. So you can get multiple Angels of Invention down on the battlefield at the same time, and just go, you know, Angel of Invention, make some tokens. Angel of Invention number 2, make some tokens. It didn't really come to fruition this game. So maybe my pipe dreams of really exciting times a little overinflated, and maybe we could either change these out for a different threat, or just yeah, come down here, maybe add some Basris, maybe fill out the rest of our Adanto Vanguards or something like that. Also, maybe if we're gonna stick with the Adanto Vanguard plan, which in fairness I think for the archetype is good, and for this deck I think it was good, we did pay a lot of life though. Maybe more ways of gaining life outside of the Authority of the Consuls and the Angel of Inventions would be good, because the Angel of Inventions don't always connect. Once they start connecting, we just win. If they're not connecting, we might not. So maybe something like Shadow Spear, perhaps, just to put on the Adanto Vanguard, make it more difficult to remove, but also give it lifelink, help refund the cost of continuing to activate it, or something like that. Either way, let me know down in the comments below how you feel about it and what things you might change to make it better. I would love to hear from you.